Welcome. Welcome to Watching with Styles. I apologize in advance for being a little late. I got carried away in watching this Steeler Browns game and lost track of time. So that's on me. So we can continue to talk about this game. This Akron game. It's a little, it's disappointing because it could have been a much better game. This could have been the best game this season because it's probably, appreciate that, Steven, it's probably the best we have played on both sides of the ball in the same game. This is almost a complete game. If the offense doesn't just shoot themselves in the foot. Defense played really, really well. The special teams played well enough. They didn't play poorly and they didn't do anything extraordinary. But it was right there in front of us. The damn snaps, some turnovers, and it's a complete game. So the better part about it, or the best part about it is the best game we've played. It's the best game we've played. And on defense, we played a shit ton of people. We almost emptied the cupboard. And we still only allowed them 3 points. And we were put in a couple bad situations with the botch punt return. Put us in a bad situation, but I think they missed a field goal on that drive. And like I said yesterday, we could have hung 50 on them easily. We got a fumble recovery on the punt return. What else? There was something else where we got good field position and we just didn't capitalize. So I feel a little bit better going into next week, watching the game a couple more times. But it's still just we cannot be making the same mistakes. And that's just a problem that we should have learned by this time. What's up, AJ? The low snap count. See, I don't fucking really care about putting up 80 points on somebody. I don't care. That's something that's really not important to me. And snap counts, I'll just say this. It's kind of interesting that there has not been, and maybe my my circle is my circle. So, and I'm not trying to hunt down information. It's just interesting that there's not much clamoring in my circle about Liam Cohen and his play calling and his ability to get in and out of plays. When that shit was said a lot last year about Scangarello. I mean, a lot. It's kind of interesting that no one is talking about Liam. Now, I'm not saying it should be. I'm just saying it's interesting. With all these lack of plays, and for me, I don't think it's on him. I think there's situations where we have shot ourselves in the foot. With penalties and things like that, and why we're not getting more plays. But it is interesting that he's going unscathed in all this. I don't know. Well, Kentucky Kirk, it wasn't said about Scangarello maybe after 2 games. I will probably disagree, but let's say it wasn't. No one was complaining about, if they wasn't saying anything about Scangarello after 2 games, I don't think anybody was complaining about the amount of plays, but I think they were complaining about the damn play clock and how we let it run all the way down. I don't know. That's an interesting one. Stephen, one word coach is not using explosive. We don't run plays after touchdowns. Stephen, I don't understand that. We don't run plays after touchdown. That one, I'm not sure what that quote is from. But we have had explosive plays. I mean, damn, Ray Davis gave us fucking 2 back-to-back. I mean, I guess him and Leary was the combination on one explosive. Then he came back again and gave us another one. But as a whole, when you step back from it, Davis got 50 plus. When you step back from it, I don't think it was that bad. If you really look at how Akron played defensively, they Steven, that's right. The short fields is an issue. The way they played defensively, they kind of came after us a little bit. I don't know if we were ready for that or expected that. But even with that, we still hung up 35 points. Oh, okay. That's maybe true. Honestly, I never got on Scangarello. Because here is why. When Liam came in 2021, the offensive line was established. We had a great offensive line. All we needed was another tackle potentially. And that's when we got Darryl Rosenthal and he replaced Flax. But everybody else was already entrenched. We had good center. We had, not saying that we knew before the season, but I think we had an idea. We had a good right tackle. Fortner moved to center. And the guards played when we had Horsey. But when Liam came the first time, it was kind of established. Now, the problem was we didn't have any explosive players, but then we got Wandale as the explosive player, and that changed the offense. Wandale and getting Darryl Rosenthal were the 2 gets in 2021. But that blue wall was established, though. It was already there. And that's what Scangarello didn't have. Scangarello didn't have an offensive line. And that's why, to me, that offense bogged down. Now, there are other issues with Scangarello I'm not going to get into, but all that shit last year was a culmination of just bad timing. And I always say things happen for a reason. And I think Liam is supposed to be in Lexington. Liam and his new family is supposed to be in Lexington. Just like Brad White and his family supposed to be in Lexington. I think that's the same thing with Liam. And him getting his feet wet in the NFL as a play as an offensive coordinator, even though he didn't make call plays on Saturday. I think that Trent quenched that taste that he needed, and I'm not sure when he will try to get back, if ever. He's been there now, and he understands it. Like I said, there's just something about being in Lexington that I don't think people get, and I don't think I got until I got there, even though the recruiting trip was great. No, I wouldn't even say the recruiting trip was great, but it was good. But the city and the people and the staff, I think that's the same thing with here now. The city, the people, and the staff is what brings kids here. And it keeps coaches here. Coach Archer came back to Lexington after being, I'm pretty sure Pittsburgh was his dream job because he's from the area. And he went to Pittsburgh, and he was like, I got to come back to Lexington. Why Kentucky? Shit. He coached at LSU. Why would he want to come back to Kentucky? Because there's just some draw about the program, the area, the people. And I'm not talking about the people in the football building. I'm talking about the people outside the building. The people in the city of Lexington. The BBN, for say. It's just something about it. And I think we're going to keep Liam and Brad. Brad White ain't going nowhere, in my opinion, because he's had his chance. His chances to leave and chose not to leave on his own accord. So I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he loves the situation he is with Coach Stoops. And so it's going to be interesting. We'll know if this season is different than last year after this weekend. Hard to tell. You know what, Brian? For me, it's not hard to tell. Because I'm telling you, I mean, here's the deal. Shadur Sanders said he played in the championship FCS, and he said there's not that much difference. And I'm telling you, it is not that much difference. It's not that much difference. And honestly, there's not that much difference between conference to conference. The biggest difference is just one thing is depth. One thing is the size. But all these boys can play football. The SEC just has the best collection of teams. But there is not that much difference between us and Pac-12 and Big 12 and Big 10. There really isn't. Style of play is a little different. Like they don't play any fucking defense in the Pac-12 or Big 12. But their offense are explosive. So it really isn't that much difference. I'm not saying there's not a difference, just really not that much of a difference. So I don't look. Didn't Alabama play South Florida? And South Florida played them tough. Like there have been. I remember when I was leaving school in high school, Southern Miss was school I really wanted to go to at the time. And would have went there. They would have had a mechanical engineering department. Southern Miss was giving SEC teams hell. So I like how I know fans don't like the brand of the teams that we're playing. I get that. Some of these teams, didn't Central Michigan beat Michigan some years ago? Like, don't sleep on these teams just because they don't have the brand that you would like to see. Hold on, I missed some. I missed some comments. If corn receive, it's even different. Okay, I got that one. If corn receive the same treatment as Gainwell, this fan versus disturbing. We are the second in the nation points per play and have the best offensive line. Ooh. Huh. Now, those numbers, these numbers right now it's too early to give these numbers in 3 games. Let's wait until we get the halfway point before we start. I do understand what you're saying, though, Prince, but I'm not sure we're the best offensive line in the SEC. I'm just not sure. Plus, I haven't watched enough games to to say how good our offensive line compared to others, but man, I'm not sure on that. It could be true though, because I know that guy, the offensive line coach we had in 2021. I know I've heard some rumblings that Alabama fans don't like him and want him gone. So we'll see. It'll be interesting if Northwestern come after Brad White. Here's the thing, Shaka. I don't think Brad White wants that smoke. And that's, I shouldn't say that because then that sounds bad. I don't think Brad White wants to or need, you know what? I'm gonna rephrase that. I don't think Brad White needs to be a head coach. And this is the bad, I'm speaking for him. I don't think he thinks in his eyes that will make him happy. And the reason why I say that is because the LSU, Brian Kelly wanted him. That's what's all the talk here in the city. We're going after Brad White. And for him to turn down LSU, listen, LSU has a higher ceiling than Kentucky. It's just period. And I don't like LSU. But if you look at LSU's roster, and I haven't looked at it, but I'm confident saying this. If you look at LSU roster, if you cancel out the transfer and grad transfer, the majority of those guys who's starting and backups probably are from Louisiana. The majority of them, probably 70%. It's easier to recruit here. Trust me, I see high school games. It is easier to recruit here. So it'll be much easier for him to be successful because he would get fucking players. That Josh Allen kid wouldn't be a generational talent. He would get another one of them the next fucking year. But I hear you. It'll be interesting to see. I don't think I really look. Here's the other thing. There are some coaches whom are built to be defensive coordinators. However, some of those people don't understand that they are built to be defensive coordinators or offensive or coordinators, just in the general, and they want to put their what's that? Their hat in the bucket for head coach. But that's a whole different thing, man. See, as a coordinator, you are still you still are affecting kids directly because they're in the room, you're in the room, and you have that effect on kids because you are coaching them, you're talking to them, you're building that relationship. As a head coach, it's different. Your effect on kids just isn't as strong as it is as a coordinator or a position group coach. And I think he likes where he is. That's just my humble opinion because he hasn't fucking left. Those cherry pick numbers will change when we start playing. See, yeah, I agree, Kentucky. Hopefully they don't change much. They don't change much, but there's a chance with when you go play Georgia. Shit, man. Now, you know what, Kentucky? Kurt, I don't know. Because I've seen some other games, and I haven't seen any dominating defenses. So, I mean, besides Georgia, Tennessee doesn't have a dominant defense. Missouri doesn't. Vandy doesn't. Shit, UNLV just put up 40, I think. South Carolina doesn't. Mississippi State. So, I don't know. You should have stayed here. Well, Lake Dog, the only reason I was in Chicago because they drafted me. So if Cincinnati, the Bengals wanted to draft me, I might have stayed in the city, or at least close. So blame it on the Bengals. Cherry picked. Alabama gave us 6 sacks to you, and we were in the double-digit sacks to our offense, our out-of-conference schedule last year. Yeah. I don't schedule come, man. That is just you know what's funny? The people who complain about our conference schedule are usually other conferences because they pissed, and our fans because they want. It's like basketball. They want a better non-conference schedule so they can go see games. That shit doesn't matter. We are first in league in sack pressure surrendered and third in TFL surrendered. We're definitely doing. Look, the offensive line isn't an issue. Exactly, Prince. No one in SEC are world beaters right now. Nobody. Although LSU played a hell of a game last week. Running backs. See, now that's the problem I have. The running backs are not getting enough fucking opportunities. That shit is disheartening. And don't give me this fucking lack of plays. Unless you're telling me, which can be a valid point, unless you're gonna tell me as a fan that Devin Leary is the best offensive player on that side of the ball, if you're gonna say that, then I will say okay, lack of balls, but pause. But Ray Davis is showing something, man. So I'm not sure. The O-line is better. Kentucky Curry said O-line is better just because Leary gets the ball up quicker than Levis with better pocket presence doesn't mean. Well, Kentucky Kurt, we can't use that caveat. That's a whole thing about playing as a team. And I've said this many times. The quarterback is part of the protection. I said this last year. The reason why the offensive line isn't playing as well because Will Levis one that holds the ball. He was the Brian, not the Brian. Who is Brian? Shit, now my mind is fried. It's Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, Miami, Ohio, the Roethlisberger. Will Levis was the Roethlisberger of our offense last year, and he held the ball too long. That is a part of the O-line. Some of it is O-line, but some of it was on him too, and I said that last year. Some of our issues was O-line play was not good, and some of it was Will Levis didn't help him out. So it works hand in hand. You got 5 young kids, and that Stephen C. I'm telling you, and that's why Lexington is such a great city, because it is. I've traveled a lot, and I've been in a lot of cities, and I love Raleigh, the Raleigh-Durham area, and I would live there. Lexington is that area. It gives you everything. Now, if the airport was better, it'll be one of the best cities. But there's so much at your fingertips. And now the city is even better with all the amenities that it offers now that it didn't have in the mid-90s when I was there. So it's even better than it was when I was there. I thought it was a great city. Now it's even better. To me, I don't know which one comes first. But to me, Lexington is the Austin of the Upper South. To me, it's very similar to Austin, Texas. I mean, the school isn't as big as UT, but the feel of the area, the being there is very similar, if you ask me. Some guys are coordinators and happy. I feel you. Shaka said, I think he'll cherry pick the head coaching gig if he wants. That's what I agree with that, Shaka. I think if he really wanted to be a head coach, I mean, shit, how can he not be one? How can someone not offer him a job? I just honestly don't think he wants to be one. I don't think he wants to be a head coach. And I'm going to say this. Being in Lexington and being on the Stoops, seeing what Stoops has to go through, seeing how a head coaching job affects your family life in some aspects, that might be a deterrent for him being a head coach. O-line's better because it simply is. Last year, they routine left defenders free to get. The O-line is better because people are playing in the right positions. They really are. They're playing in the right position. And you don't have a guard playing tackle at the most important tackle position in all football. He's not playing that. I think That and they have had another year in under Yenser. Mizzou defense is better than expected, and Georgia's is worse. Is better than expected. So that to me, AJ is depending on your expectations of Missouri defense. I'm not gonna give them that for me. And Georgia's worse. Well, shit, man. They had two of the best defenses in the history of college football. So you're gonna have to drop soon. Like I would say Georgia's definitely worse, but that's not meaning that they're bad. I think people forget Horsey's out as well. Horsey, look, I don't like saying this because I hate to see kids get injured, but sometimes an injury is a blessing because now we know Dylan Ray can play. And I'm not sure Dylan Ray could play was on your bingo card. I wasn't on mine. And now that also helps next year because now you know you have a replacement. So Dylan Ray had getting his chance and fucking performing is fucking key for the success of this program going forward. That also to me should take some, not say this, also to me shows that Yenser can coach. I would say that. I still think we're trying to shake rust off Leary. You know what, Steven? I don't think there's any rust in Leary. There's no rust there. And this is how I look at things, especially early in the season. For a quarterback, is he making the right decisions consistently? And there are not too many. I don't know if you guys remember last year. I was like, well, why didn't he throw it to here? Well, this guy why? I'm not. You're not seeing me do that much this year. You're just not. He's played great ball. And people are complaining because their expectations for this unit was like astronomical. And I don't know if you're going to ever get astronomical out of us, out of this offense, just because of the operations of the offense. We are not Tennessee or, like someone said earlier, Oregon, where we are playing at lightning speed. The clock has an effect. Oregon, Colorado, etc. Because that's just how they play. The low line is better at pass block. They're definitely, man. Oh, there's nobody should fucking say anything about the O line. Brad stays as he likes the same thing you mentioned earlier about the recruits. Man, I'm telling you, there's something about the city. I've said ever since I came here that if you get a kid in the city, it's gonna be hard for him not to come back to the city. Our O line has done better than last year, judged by our O line is not a problem. Alabama's O line ain't very good. Offensive line doesn't need to protect someone for 6 seconds. Exactly. I'm reading through these. I think this season could be Kentucky's best shot. Yeah. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna keep saying it. Devin Leary is easily. Now I'm gonna say this. Will Levis is a better football player because of size and his arm and all that stuff. And I am a big fan of Steven Johnson because without Steven Johnson, Coach Stoops is not here anymore. And I'm a big fan of TW. TW got our first fucking win in the swamp. But Devin Leary is easily, without any competition, the best quarterback in the Stoops era. It's not even close. It's not even close. The things that he does, the pocket presence, the throwing it to the right spot the majority of the time, or choosing the right person to throw to, he is getting it done. His arm is stronger than I think I expected. But the quarterback qualities are undeniable. The quarterback qualities are undeniable. His poise and confidence and patience in the pocket, we have never seen. Just haven't. Old AJ no, not bad by any means, but I think there's some opportunity there to be had against them that weren't seasons. Yeah, not as 100% correct. We know Horse can play, but there's a lot of us to get. Yes, for sure. I mean, and the old line, man, you need at least 6, probably 7, to be confident that you can survive the season. Because the trenches are a bitch. And there's a lot of shit that happens with leg whips and falling on ankles, rolling up an ankle, rolling up a knee. There's a whole bunch of shit that happens in there. I'm going to say, Prince said you need to go back to Lorenzen and Woodson. Look, Hartline is, Andre Woodson is probably the most underrated quarterback in UK history. But Hartline is 1B. People don't understand how good that kid was. I think the first marker is Hartline. And going back. Then you go Woodson, then Lorenzen. I'm going to tell you, here's the difference. If Leary had 3 years here, with the fucking talent that we're bringing in, he would probably challenge Tim Couch. And if he had 3 years, if he was a sophomore playing now and then played until his senior year, he would challenge Tim Couch because he would put up numbers. Now, will we be as electric as the air raid was? No. But he would put up numbers that would make people say, is he as good as Tim Couch? I'm not saying he is, but that would be in the conversation because he's that good. Now, he also coming here that good. He's polished already. I'm not sure how polished he was his first year of playing quarterback at North Carolina State. But if he had another year, just another year, let's say like Levis had, he would be in that conversation because he's that fucking good. And I don't know what people see when they are up in arms about it, but the kid, if you can't see it, that's like kind of me telling me you don't know football without telling me you don't know football. If you can't see it, because sometimes the results are not indicative of how good you are at your position or at what you do. Stop looking at fucking numbers all the time. Your eye test should show you. And your eye test with him should show you his composure, his decision making. Like the picks he made, those are timing routes and he's trusting. That's something else. He is trusting his receiver. And it's kind of weird that 2 of them were to Dane Key. He trusts Dane Key. So let's get into the film, man. We've been chatting it up for 30 minutes, although I love it. Let's get in the film so we can get off of here. I know y'all probably got work tomorrow. And I don't want you to be, your boss to be saying why your eyes are puffy. Right, first play coming up. I'm not sure why our corner, I think that's Drew Phillips, was so soft. And the reason why I say that is that it's a receiver right here. And he's not in the screen, right? I'm not sure. But say this all the time. That's a long ass throw. And we'll say this again. You cannot take the throw from the line of scrimmage. You have to take the throw, but the line of scrimmage is the 25. You got to take the throw from where he throws it from. Let's say that's the 15. He throws it to 15. He throws 5, 10, 15 yards. from the hash to the fucking bottom of the numbers. Saw that ball is low because it's a long throw. To me, that's a bad break. Because when you read quarterback hand come off the ball, you should be coming. And I'm not sure you was that deep. But you can see right here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys underneath. This flat on this side is unoccupied and will be unoccupied. We rush 3, 5, and we got 3 on the top. So we're playing some type of 3 highs coverage, which means you're going to give up this flat. It's just a long throw. You just saying you can't make that throw consistent. You just got to break on the ball better. This is the tough part. Well, Tyler said run to pass 95-65. With Leary averaging 15 yards per completion, these big plays bring down the overall number of plays. Yeah, that's a good point. It does bring it down. But we're lacking plays because of other things that is just football related. Like someone said earlier, short field. If you get the ball in the short field, it's going to take you shorter time to score. Also, we shooting ourselves in the foot and getting into 2nd and 20, 2nd and long too often. That's also hurting our plays because then we get off the field in 3 and outs. Instead of moving the chains, we are getting off the field a little bit too much because of our mistakes. This is really hard, and this is a good thing playing them with Tennessee is with these screens and putting these linebackers out in stress. Because this is hard for a forward because you got to respect this screen and get 3-on-3, but also you got to flow back because that's your gap. That's hard football. But, I mean, if you really look at the game from the defensive side, I mean, they had a couple drives. Boy, that is close. That is really, really close. Now, the only thing as a DB, you got to drive more on this shoulder so you can get the tackle too. That's close. He has had a couple closer, which means to me, he's going to get one soon. He's going to get one. That's a damn, man. I said it, I'm going to say it again. You didn't miss anything, Jorge. I mean, I shouldn't say that because, no, we didn't. No, you haven't missed anything. We haven't been on offense yet. Drew Phillips, and Maxwell Harrison are becoming my favorite 2 tandem. And they are becoming because they are probably the most complete corner. They're not the best. They are the most complete duo of corners that we have seen in the Stoops era. They just have because of stuff like this. This is a good play by Forey. Getting this thing turned in. All right. So he eliminates. This is another. That's 9. This is almost another. I think it's like 15 yards. I'm sorry. I got to look at this again to make sure. That's another. He eliminated another probably 9 yards of travel for DJ. You can go back to that damn Tennessee game a couple years ago, 2021. First play, we allowed their receiver to widen, and our guys couldn't get there. When you turn that up, and when you build that fence there, That's everything for the defense. So now it also makes this guy's job easier because he's reading off for you. He can help here. He can help here, or he can fold inside. He can only fold inside when you build a fence. He only fold inside when you build a fence. Well, I can do this. If you build a fence, then he can fold inside. I don't know what that looks like a fence. So this is all Alex Safari. That's all him. And then Drew Phillips cleaning up. I was thinking about. Oh shit, Jorge. Now you and AJ having a damn bro fest now? Shit. See how Alex Safari does a good job? He's trying to stay in phase with this running back. Takes on first blocker, then here, and then sets the wall. That's a great job. That's good. So now look how much closer D-Jack is compared to this guy would have been able to do that. That's good team defense. Now we got to get off the field. Oh, look at this guy. Playing the sticks. Right? That's about a 7-yard throw, right? You should be able to break up a third of 7. So he should be able to break up 2 yards. 1, 2, get the hit. That's perfect. That's perfect. Or hey, you don't have to stop, man. You don't have to stop. I'll just giving you shit. You can't play the corner position on this situation better than that. You just can't. They got a half a yard. Look at this. Now, he has to, if they play in cover 2, they ran a smash route. He has to stay under this because like the safety is beat just by the lineman. But fuck the corner route. If the quarterback, which you're looking at because it's zone, is giving you the key to where he's throwing, there's no reason to worry about the corner route now. Man, that's a great job right there. 4th down, they got us. We were fortunate on this one. This was, oh shit. I did this in cut-ups. So here, there's a tight end. Here, we got a tight end here, and we got a corner on the bottom. So we man up. Linebackers are here on the back. Eye discipline. Geiger, that's you. That's you. Okay? That has nothing to do with these two guys. All right? Because when Lovett sees this guy right there, when he sees him blocked down, he's going to come. And he's already coming. All right? So, and he might have quarterback. So now, when this quarterback comes out, he's got to pull him up, and he has contained. That's their job. This guy coming across is not theirs. That's his. Eye discipline. Now, fortunate they made it. I'm surprised they made it. They got 2 guys downfield. This one, and there's a goal hat right there. That's more than 3 yards past the line of scrimmage. That's illegal men downfield. We got fortunate. I'm surprised they call that. Their eyes are not on this guy at all. They're not. Because this guy's eyes is on that tight end. And this guy has contained. This guy is irrelevant to them. Now, could they have pulled off? Sure, but that's hard when he's coming from the other side of the line of scrimmage. That's a hard play. That's not on them. That's on Geiger. If you tackle the receiver in your zone consistently, you will receive plenty of PT, even if they catch the ball. I don't like that, Prince. If you're talking about corner, I'm going to keep saying this too. Our defensive coach, Rick Smith, says, I'm going to teach you where to be, but I can't teach you to be a playmaker. You have to make plays. You can play the coverage perfectly and get a shit ton of tackles and prevent yaks and all that stuff. But if you're playing cover 3 a lot, they're going to just complete hitches on you all day. Right? You got to eventually get a read on the quarterback and say, okay, I know when this hitch is coming, and I'm going to stop this shit. So there, I hear you, Prince, but then there is an essence on playing within the scheme of the defense, but making a fucking play. And that was Hairston on that, making a play again, even though the play came back. He made a great tackle on that. Okay, I got you, Prince. Prince said I'm mostly referring to safeties. I would say this. The offensive line is cleaner this year with assignments. I'm going to be honest with you. The tight ends are more concerned than the 5 down linemen. Being honest with you. Because Caddis got to seal this guy, not the upfield shoulder, this shoulder. Because if he does that, if he gets on this shoulder and eliminates him, everything else is handled. Look at it. If Ray Davis gets through here and Baron Brown is getting this block, he's trying to get to here. Now, I don't know how far he would get, but this guy wouldn't be a factor. So for me, the 5 down linemen are good. The tight ends are sometimes the issue. Look at Big Flax. You know what I'm saying? Look, we got double team push. About to get to that linebacker. We got here. We got something going here. Let's push. That you're getting 3 yards down the field, right? If Burton can get to here a little bit quicker, we'll get even more. When you're 3rd and 3 or less, that's good. That's good shit. Now, this is a bad throw. This is a bad throw. And I'm not sure. I think his base is a little wide here. And I think that's why it's thrown short. That is a great catch by Baron Brown. That's a drive, keep the chains moving catch. That was a great catch. This is what I love about this play, is right here. You got a guy who is in some aspects struggling a little bit. He's taking on that's my fault. I'm going to tell you why as a quarterback you're saying that's my fault. All right. When you throw this ball and you throw him across the middle and there's a potential linebacker, you want to throw him down. You want to throw him down. Liam said the same thing about his base, not this game. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things like I said, I played quarterback, and I was coached by some really good ones. Two things that can affect the consistency of a quarterback throw. That's the dropping of the elbow, and that's overstriding. Those are the two things. Everything else, it is what it is. But dropping of the elbow and overstriding are two things that you can correct on the spot. But in all honesty, Key should have caught it. But I understand what Leary's saying because of this guy. I got to throw you down. And he might have put too much pace on it. But all in all, though, as a wide receiver, you have to catch it. Because this ball hits you right in the hands. But I'm not sure Dane Key hands were quite ready. And that's why I think Devin is giving him, I could have layered that ball a little bit more. Put some force behind it, but not as much heat. That's why I give him that. And that to me is great leadership. Especially when a guy is having some issues. But Dane still has to catch that. As I say, do your job. It's like display, right? Could he have gotten it to Ray Davis right here? Sure. Like right now, he could have got it to him. But there's no reason, in my opinion, but there's no chaos. Ray Davis is your safety throw in case shit falls apart behind you. There's nobody at his feet, right? He climbs the pocket. There's no one there. So that's why you want to see what happens. Jorge, leave Dylan Ray alone. I mean, they're doing their job. Damn. Oh boy. Come back with a penalty. And this is bullshit. But you gotta call it. The guy has no chance. But there's no reason for that either. And this is what Jorge's talking about. But if Dylan Ray wouldn't have failed after Cox got his punch in, Cox got the punch in and generated force this way, and that made Dylan Ray move. Watch. Because they are fine here. Then when Cox punches him, now his momentum is why Dylan Ray failed. And then that's unnecessary. He didn't fold like a chair for no reason. That Cox gave him a good punch, and then the pendulum just hit his ass. It's like the pendulum. The last ball is one that moves. So, and that's a physics deal. So, not shocked, but he shouldn't have. He did fall. I don't know if fold like a chair, but he did fall. Fold like a chair is harsh. But you cannot do that. The ref cannot not call that. You cannot not call that. He's trying to go this way, and you pull this jersey. Not saying he was going to ever get to Devin Leary. You have to make the call. So that's points. Not only is it points, it puts us way behind the chains again. And look at that ball. Something's wrong with that ball. Look at that ball flutter. You can see it. That's not a clean ball. And someone's told me that, look at that, it's just fluttering. Somebody said that Liam said that Dane should have ran a comeback. Well, shit, that's what he ran. Comeback is usually And I think in college, usually 15 to 12. Dane is running a comeback. I don't see how that is not clear. If the comeback was called, he ran it. That's to me is on Devin. The ball is fluttering, and Dane is running a comeback. Now Dane got off the ball late because we didn't get the damn call in time from the sideline. They were rushing. So I'm not sure that's on Dane Key. I'm not sure who it on. Well, Steven said he turned the wrong way. Here's the deal. Someone told me, or somebody tweeted me, whatever, said that Liam Cohen said that Dane Key was supposed to run a comeback. If you run a comeback, he turned right. If he was running a curl, then he turned the wrong way. So I'm not sure. Yeah, that ball, whew, that's a worse looking pass. Not on the level of Peyton Manning, but that was one of his worst balls I've seen come out of his fingertips. So now defense comes in sudden change, and this is a pick by Drew Phillips. I'm gonna tell you why. As a DB, here's the fun thing about DB. Is that as a corner, you only get a certain amount of chances in your career. And Drew Phillips had a chance here. All right. I'm telling you, these corners are awesome to me. Eyes on quarterback, you feel the receiver. Because in zone, most important thing is getting a jump on a pass is you got to see the quarterback release it. Eyes on quarterback. He feels them. He stops on the out and go. He never, the whole time, like this is film I'm going to show my DBs, he never takes his eyes off the quarterback. Never. Look at it. He never twists his head to look at him. Watch. He reads the stutter and go. Eyes on quarterback. Now, here is where I think he could have done better. You got to squeeze the wide receiver. All right? If he squeezes the wide receiver, I think he has a chance, instead of trying to catch it like this, I think he will have a chance of trying to high point it. Because you cannot do that. I've been there. Hines Ward did this to me. He knocked the ball out. As a DB, you got to high point it if you want to pick. If he had a chance, if he would have been closer to hip, he would have been in a better position because he would have been, I'll show you. He would have been right here. Oop. He would have been right here. And then he would have had a chance to get at the highest point. That's me being nitpicky. And I'm not sure that's 100% right. I just know he would have closed it better, squeezed his hip. He would have had a chance. Right. So now we got Jordan Robinson in the ball game. I've been saying this kid we need to see some more of him. We got a chance. See this? And damn, I don't have to play. Remember earlier, Maxwell Harrison almost had a pick. This is not the best posture. A little too high. He doesn't have nose over toes. And he steps his foot in the bucket. The timing is good. But this foot, you can't go backwards. You just lost. You lost momentum. You lost yards because if that foot, he went a couple feet back. Let's imagine he went a couple feet this way. and then close. He'll be closer to him. Foot in the bucket, and then you got to get that momentum going forward. So he took foot in the bucket, 1, 2, 3 steps to start going forward. So as a corner, that's not good feet. Not good feet. That is immaculate eye. That's the only thing you have to do. Yes, that's it. Prince said, attach to the hip. That's all you had to do. Close that distance, and you have your angle. The football is all about angles. His angle would have been better, but this is a no. I'm pretty sure he has contained. This is what on this level, do your job. So if he hands the ball to this guy, you are not making that tackle. You're just not. Guys are too good. You didn't go this way. You're gonna try to attack him almost the same level. It ain't gonna happen. Your job is contain. Contain. Because when that quarterback breaks contain, look that. He's got a lead blocker out. That's no good for a corner. That's oh shit. Great job by Trevor Wallace cleaning up. See this? If you're going to do something, when this guy comes over, because what if he's blocking, you got to go and attack this outside shoulder with your inside shoulder and form a fence, form an edge. Now, if he could have just hit him, that eliminates him. And now we got Trevor Wallace coming over the top too, and that would have eliminated him. So you got to do something. And that ain't it. That's as back in the day, getting great on film, that would have been a minus. Your chance of 100% on the game is now impossible. No, you gotta do your job, which is contain. The running quarterback, man, is a problem. It can be a problem. Now, it looks like we're playing man on the outside. And this is the fucking hard thing about this defense. Is when he brings guys from the other side of the formation all the way across. Because you got to have great eye discipline. You got to follow if you're playing man. If you're playing zone, it's hard because he's not in your number 1, number 2. He's not your number 1 or your number 2. And that's usually if you're playing zone, that's all you care about on this side of the field. You're number 1 and you're number 2. That's all you care about. When they bring a guy from the other side of formation, that's a dickum situation. And that's hard. That's hard. I'm not sure what the defense called because I don't know the all 22. I'm not sure if it was man, if it was zone. If it was zone, if it was, and it's hard for me to tell because Trevor Wallace is coming, but to me it looks like some type of man because D-Jack has to run it back. It looks like that way. Could have been 2-man because both safeties are running. I don't know. It's hard. Now, this is good. This is good. It's not great. I'm not going to give him great because this is hard. Because this quarterback has space. Turn him in. If you turn him in, you have a better chance of being successful. And he did his job. Now, he got to break down. drop his hips. See how he jumped right there? See how it seemed like both feet in the air right there? See like both feet in the air? Both feet in the air, you're done. You're cooked. You gotta always have a foot on the ground. Always. Right now he's cooked. Because he can't change direction because he got both feet out there in the air. Right? So then they put him down, now it's done. Shorten your stride. Don't be so high. Your posture is bad. But he did his job, turned him inside, and then he finished. Great job. Keep coming, Afari. See, that's hard. He did that right. Got him out of bounds. Now I think this is third down and long. Now we just got to get off the field, fellas. Got to get off the field. This is three-man rush. Three-man rush. We have good contain. And we got linebacker in the middle. You can't play this any better. That is good shit. This number 27 is going to see Trevor Wallace 32 in his dreams for the whole next week. Because he tried to block him earlier in the game and couldn't do it. And then he tried to block him this time and couldn't do it again. That's a great job. Now we get off the fucking field. Look at it. When you rush 3 and you can drop 8, it's hard to find an open spot if the guys behind you are doing their job. Relentless. Relentless. And it's time for the offense to do something. That is a fucking... I don't think people understand how hard this is. We are play action faking to the right. They slant. Bring in a DB from the outside. And he picks him up. Watch, his eyes are this way. For him to pick up number 9 is everything. Then a great pitch and catch. Got us some big yards. We are, like, I can't remember who said earlier, we are getting chunk yard play this year regularly. And that's big. Getting you 15 plus yards is huge. This is the kind of stuff that Jorge will have to help me understand. But this is some bullshit. We got called for this earlier. Now, I don't know why I saw this, because it shouldn't be this obvious. But Burton is trying to pull. And this guy yanks just holds him. Watch it. 62 is pulling. Now all of a sudden he gets stopped as he gets turned and hold. See that? He disappears. Because he's getting this. He's getting that. Watch. That's a blatant hold. Watch. Burton all of a sudden gets turned. Look at his hand. Look at it. This is Burton now. How he's facing this way. Because he got hell. And the person he's supposed to block, the person makes the play. Because watch this. If he doesn't get hell and he makes this block, right? Let's say Burton's able to make that block, right? Boom. Boom. Look how big. Let me make that clear. He goes here, and we got here. Watch if you eliminate this guy. Right? Look at that. Bam. If Ray could get to here, dude, It's out the gate. I can't believe they missed that because they call us on that bullshit. I don't know. The first game was it Ball State? I think it was Ball State. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I don't. This is just me as a quarterback, and I guess I'm an asshole sometimes. Is Devin Leary, in what I've seen, has not put on display displeasure of the receivers. I don't like Barry and Brown giving me this signal. And maybe this is just me being able to see this stuff, especially as a quarterback. So he gives that little signal right there. Like, fuck her. Like, I don't know that I could have thrown you there. I don't need you to tell me, and definitely not right now. Get me on the sideline. See, this is the kind of stuff here that would be like, okay, I might look at somebody else next time. That's just me, though. There's no need. He doesn't show you up when you run the wrong route, right? I don't know. That's just me being an asshole. You can't do that, though. That is a bad pass by Devin Leary, if you ask me, but you can't do that. Copy, that was, it's an over route. I wouldn't say that's on Barry. I don't think Barry and Brown ran a bad route. The over route, there's really no precision to it. Just think about it. You're just running over to the other side of formation. If you want to say something, maybe he ran at the wrong depth, maybe, right? But that ball was behind him. No matter what depth he ran it at, if you would have ran it shorter, it still would have been behind him a little bit. That was a bad ball. I will call out if a receiver runs a bad route, and I think I know it. That really didn't look like a bad route. That just looked like Devin. Because if you look at it, this is a situation where they're playing man. You need to throw him away from that ball. Needed to be between the hash and the numbers with a little bit of softness to it. That ball needed to be about right here. You need to throw him away from the defender. That ball was. That's another bad looking ball. Now that I'm looking at it, that's not as bad as the other one. See that wobble? That's not a clean throw either. Look at that wobble. I don't know. No, that ball is behind him. So, no, that's not on Barron. But Barron can't do that, though. He can't do that, in my opinion. He just can't. He can't do that. Now, this is so bad. Now, this is when Jorge can go loose. Because this is so fucking bad. This is horrendous. This is so bad. And we got fortunate. That is so bad by the offensive line. And we still got a touchdown out of it. So, I don't understand why Eli Cox is this way. Now, he's punching for that gap. But why doesn't he come back to number 40 or number 4 on a twist? What is he looking at? Jorge can help me on it. What is his line of sight at? For me, he's not even looking here for this linebacker to blitz. I'm so confused on this. He blocks no one. I ain't got no problem with Cortland. Shouldn't they be hip to hip? Why is there such a big gap here too? Okay, so Jorge, you say he's responsible for 59, right? Is he looking at him though? So Jorge is saying they got 4-on-4. And so now you're telling me that these two guys are responsible for these two. So you're telling me, so right now, this is, so Jorge, so you're telling me that Cortland should squeeze and get this twist and take number 4 across, and then Ray Davis should take number 40. Who's making the gap bigger? Is that Ford's job making the back bigger? Okay, now I see that. So Ray Davis should handle here and let the outside guy go. Okay. See, that's why we got Jorge in it. But it looks bad, Jorge. I'm going to just tell you, it looks bad. Because right now, Cox is not going to block any. And here's the worst part about it. So Cox blocks nobody, right? He blocks nobody. But watch this, like right here is bad. That's a bad visual. Look, he adjusts his armband. Look, watch that. He adjusts his armband right there. That's it. Yeah, AJ Horn, I saw that. If Cox is looking, he's responsible for 59, then to me it becomes obvious that the outside guy is not the biggest threat, and what's his name? Ford and Ray are responsible for 4 and 40. I get that now. So Ray Davis shouldn't have went here. He should have stayed here. But so that's the case. That means Ford fucked up too. Because Ford let 4 go. I don't know. That's a clusterfuck. That's horrible. And we somehow fucking got out of it. I can't believe it. But this is, man, Ray Davis got juice, brother. Ray Davis got juice. Didn't know it. Wouldn't have believed it. This is so close. I like that number 17 on the field. Someone who's balling. Rayner has to trust this more. Trust it more. Yeah, it's better to be lucky than good. You're right. Yeah, see, honestly, as a quarterback, that outside guy, if it's just one, will probably never touch me. Because usually guys who come from the outside are coming so fast that I can give them either the step forward and spin out the back, or wait until he's close to step forward, and then he's just gonna go by me. So I think one guy coming from the perimeter outside, quarterbacks really don't worry about him too much because it's usually not a defensive end. It's usually like either a linebacker or a DB. But that's bad work. Rayner was close, man. This is one with his link where you get one. And I know I talk about this because it's not like I was one who did it right all the time, but I just know if I was going to do it right, that's a pick. See how his shoulders are so high? So that means you got to take another step. Right, that right foot stepped in the bucket. See how I stepped down? Oh, I'm not pointing out who I'm talking about. I'm talking about this guy here wearing that beautiful number 17. Look at that right foot. See how the left foot is on whatever yard line that is on this yard line. And watch when he puts the right foot down, it doesn't really gain yards. He's almost at the same spot. So then he's missing it by that much. Everything else, man, he played that well. And I think this series was Rayner's series. Like I think whatever that series was, Harrison series. This is this just gives me so. This is so small, but look at him, and I think this is Wallace work in unison. Look at the synchronization of their downhill. But watch right there. When he put that left foot down, he's like, I can't go here. That's not my job. I gotta work for that backside BC gap. Right? Watch how he is flowing to the left. 1, 2, and then he stops. He stops. Nothing is making him stop. In theory, in the backfield, he just knows that all these gaps are filled over here, and we don't need an extra guy over here. We need a guy to fill this empty gap, that cutback. And watch. That is pretty. Now, could he make a better tackle in a vacuum? Sure. But as a coach, all you want to do is get his ass down on the ground. That is great work by Rayner. That is unbelievable. This is great work by. See, this is when you playing team defense. This is what it's. Everybody wants a sack. J.J. Weaver wants a sack. Deion Walker wants a sack. But when everybody does their job, pass rush lanes, everything is, there's no leakage. There's no leakage. So now it's hard for quarterback to step up in the pocket. And he can't. Look, he wanted to escape this way, right? He couldn't because I don't know who this is, has contained. All right? Here's the other thing. Look at the coverage. Look at the distribution. Nobody holding hands down here. That is good stuff right there. That is good stuff. Good sack. I think that's Wade. Good sack. Called team defense. Yes, Prince. Afari had contained on that previous play that Rayner made the tackle. And if you look at it, if Afari isn't where he's supposed to be, that lineman probably turns up. And then he would have got Rayner, and that would have been a big game. But since Afari flashed in his creating the edge, that lineman had to take him. You're right, Steven. 17 is magical, brother. Good pass blocking. No one at his feet. This is one of the better throws. This is a better timing throw. We run him off. Tight end in the flat. Got it to him. Now great run. Good job, Caddis. Another big 15-plus yard pitch and catch. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. You cannot, this guy, he just blew the play up. For him, this is when team defense, even for the other team, he's not going to make that play going that way. He's just not. So I'm going to contain on the quarterback. I'm going to do my job, right? Because I can't make that play on Ray Davis over here. So I'm not going to take my ass and take some false steps here that's then going to allow the quarterback to get outside. This is blowing up because of one player. That's it. That guy 96 just blew that up. And now Dingle makes the best block of the game. That seal on that DB is why this play went. And then Ray Davis being Ray Davis. This guy, okay. We get him enough touches. He is all SEC. Now, I'm not going to say first team, but he's all SEC. If he gets the ball enough, he's all SEC. Period. I don't think you can keep him out of it. Name me a running back that's playing better. Now, I'm not going to say I watch every game, but I've seen enough. He is one of the best running backs. All right? This is the other thing I like about this. I don't know if you guys remember early in the season, we had this, and Ray Davis still didn't. I still think it was his fault. He didn't cut it up, but he bounced it, and Caddis got a holding call. Now we have start sealing that edge. And that is this is immaculate block. Now this one, not so much. But that one by Dingle is amazing. You saw that? They could call that. That's a hole. But then Ray Davis just made, that's a great fucking cut, man. That cut right there. That one. This one. This guy like, what the fuck? That cut right there was $1 million cut. Now it's ball game. Now, can he outrun everybody else? And I would have said no before the season, but shit, he proved me wrong. Ray Davis could be the only back with a chance of having 800 yards each. Whoo! That's a lot. How many yards does Ray have now? Does anybody know how many yards on the books for Ray in 3 games? And that's I think you're right. I don't think he can get to 1,000. Because the SEC play, he's got 9. How many yards do you think he can get in SEC play? 9 games. Well, 8 games, right? 8 games in Louisville. Louisville, he can probably get 200. He can probably get 200. So then you're talking 8 games. Can he get 70 yards a game? I think, can he get 80? He would have to get average around 80. So 236. So I'm gonna give him a double. I give him $180 against Louisville. Well, it depends. I know, Cobby. Don't tell Anthony White that. Again, Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Myself and Anthony White, the locker. Tune in. 236 in 3 games. See, the problem is 236 in 3 games against non-conference isn't enough. Like, honestly, and it's not his fault. Honestly, right now, he should be sitting on 4. Maybe 5. If he was sitting on 4 or 5 right now, again, it ain't his problem. If he's sitting on 4 or 5 right now, he gets a 180 against Louisville. He could probably challenge like 1,300. We'll see, man. I would say this. He's shown enough in these first 3 games for NFL people to give him a look. Like, not just a look. I mean, a look. Look. The bad thing, he's playing in a bad position, running back position. Ain't getting the love no more. And that's Crowder's out there trying to lead the way. Big 91 ran a long way, man. Oh, that's close to getting a sack. When you can rush 3 man and get pressure on a quarterback, the problem with, and this is the problem, and this is me just being a DB, just push the pocket. I know you want to get that sack, but just push the pocket. Because once you go by him, now we create an open passing lane. Gotta stay in coverage, D-Jack. Where are we, Drew? Where are we? Why are we so... This is just a good play on the offensive side. Catch behind the line of scrimmage. So you got a blocker out there that can seal that guy, and it's just easy 2-3 yards if you need him. Davis is currently 20th in the SEC in receiving yards and 5th in rushing. Thanks, Brandon. I appreciate that. 20th in receiving. That's pretty damn good. 5th in rushing. That's why I'm saying that he's all SEC. And he might be first team. I don't know, Prince. I don't know why. But I don't mind a DB playing deep. Because I know people say, oh, well, too much, he's too far off the receiver. The further you are off the receiver, you don't have to backpedal that much. If you trust your technique. I line up at 9, but I wouldn't backpedal fast. I will walk out. See if it's a 3-step drop. If it's not a 3-step, it's not a quick game, then I start my backpedal. I do my 2-3 read steps, which should be a little more aggressive. But if I'm at 9, I'm just going to walk back. Okay? No 3-step drop. Okay, get my pedal. So I ain't got no problem with him playing deep. It's just, if you're going to play deep, you can't get in the pedal. This is great. I'm going to say, for this linebacker who doesn't get that many reps, to play the hands this well is crazy. Let's watch. Wide receiver hands, he's running. Hands don't go up until there. They're in unison. Lock. Hand go up, his hands go up. That's, many guys would panic and try to grab him. He didn't panic. He just trusted his technique and trusted. Coach said, read the eyes, read the hands. Read the eyes, read the hands, go up, slap it. That's a great job, dude. That's better than most corners. Because most corners panic. He did not panic at all. Great job by Fairbury. He flashed a little bit this game. Come on, thrower. See, this is why as a quarterback, playing quarterback, if a guy comes outside that I'm really not worried about him, because they usually come with too much blood in their eyes, that I can avoid him. See, that all Thor had to do right here is once he got to about right there, he's created all the speed he needs, all the momentum. Now he's got to come under control because he missed an easy sack. He's unblocked. You got to make that one. Great job by D-Jack pulling him up, though. Rally, rally. Good job. I think that's done, right? 10 is done? Yeah. A lot of fucking people got playing time. Close. Who is that? That Weaver or that is Weaver? That was so close, Weaver. You like this? We are too high, too high. That step in the bucket right here gets you nowhere. That's why I like Hairston. I don't see every play, but when he plants that foot, that other foot is usually here. You just lost ground, and now you took a peek at the quarterback, which is going to slow you down. Then you run the receiver. Got to get better in that technique. If you want to make plays, now this is good. Good. And then we lock your ass up, look. Now we got Ramon in here. Good, man. That's the way to attack that hole. That's the way to attack the hole. No one should be able to single arm tackle any of our running backs. Now we're just getting into dark times. Look how many times, look how long he has, and look how many times he fucking hitches. That tells you how good the O-line is about. Watch. Hitch, hitch, hitch. So that is a rocket. Now, again, as a wide receiver, if I'm going to throw you this ball, you got to fight. You got to fight for that. You got to fight. That means you got to either jump, try to high point it, you got to lay out for it. You got to give me something as a quarterback that deems me you worried of me throwing this ball to you. Don't just throw a fucking hand up. Give me something. Fight the DB more. I just hate that. Look at the time, man. Look at the time. And this is, as Jorge preached about, either game one or, I think it's game one. Oh, well, it's easy because it's play action. Jorge, this is not play action. And they rushing 5. They bring in 5. Then he green dog and said, oh, I can't come because the running back released. So we got 4 rushing. And look at that. Look at the time. Hitch. Hitch. Tick, 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 tick. That is forever. Right, AJ? I'm just telling you, as a quarterback, if you ain't gonna give me something, I'm gonna stop throwing to you. Ooh, if that's not a late hit, I don't know what is. Then we bring Kai in. This is a hard. I'm surprised they didn't run the ball here. This is too long a throw. Here's the other thing, man. Shit, this fucking bothers me so much. When a right-handed quarterback is throwing to his right, he's got to turn his shoulders if he's throwing that out route. That right now is a corner. I'm fucking coming. He is throwing to the sideline. Look at the angle of his shoulders. When he's throwing to his left, he can keep his shoulders open. It's a little harder to read. But as a right-handed quarterback, when he's throwing to the right and he's throwing an out route, he cannot not tell you where he's throwing. He cannot. He cannot not tell you. He cannot not tell you. That's a double negative, right? He cannot avoid giving the obvious clue up. So why are we not fucking driving as a corner? We're not even in the fucking picture. Where are we? Shit. We gotta be playing cover 3. The reason why hold on, let me make sure. So they got 2 receivers down here, which means they got 2 receivers up top, 1 back. So it's 11 personnel. So they got another receiver up the top. Who catches the ball? The receiver there, right? I understand that this receiver is climbing. I understand that. But this guy's giving me the clue. He ain't throwing to him. Because his shoulder will not be fucking parallel with the lines. Look at how close a parallel. He cannot throw that ball. This is the guy right here. He can't throw that ball this way with his shoulders that way. It's not humanly possible. fuck? That's a great break by Fibry, though. With all the shit I said, that's at the corner. All the shit I said, Fibry did a great job because he got curled. He broke. They only got 5 yards. That's not bad. And that was a long-ass throw. Good, Rayner. They got no gain on that. What the fuck? Shit. That's another one. Where the fuck are we? This makes no sense. I don't know who that is. I don't know what covers. But I will tell you this. When number 2 does that, depending on what number 3 does, which I'm going to say when I played, number 3 is not in your read. Number 3 is part of, usually be part of the other side. It's one back. So this got to be single receiver. This is number 1. This is number 2 for that side. And on this side, and like I said, I'm not a meeting room, so I don't know how they run it. This is number 1 and number 2. When your number 2 goes across, you can almost play man. Because there's nobody else threatening your zone. All right. It looks like it's almost quarters. And the reason why I say it almost looks like quarters, because Fibry is right now trying to get to the flat. All right. It looks like cover 4 because then, the reason why I say that, Geiger is coming down because he has number 2 if he climbs. If number 2 doesn't climb, he should actually go and bracket number and go under number 1. Let's see what happens. Number 2 doesn't climb. He got eyes on quarterback. He should be, if it's quarters, rushing. But dude, where are we? We are right now at least, that's 3, 5, 6 yards away. That's too fucking soft. Oh, hell no. Come on, man. Right, Prince. He cannot help it. AJ, yeah, Shepard is a dog, man. You're right. This Vandy game is gonna be interesting. It's not Vandy of old where they're gonna run the ball out. They're gonna be tossing that thing around the yard. Better get fucking ready. That's a great job by Rayner. Now, Noah, man, I know you're getting your feet wet. You gotta use, this is the 12th defender. This is the 12th man. Force him to the 12th man. Don't let him break your ankles and come inside. He's at the sideline right now. That's great hustle. I think that's Saunders. No, that's Ripka. Isn't Ripka 90? I'm going to show you something here. Watch this guy here. I think this is Rayner. Rayner with that number 17 is a dude. I want you to see how fast he breaks on this ball. Watch this. Front hand come off the ball. Look. Watch this. Front hand comes off the ball. Right foot in the ground. He's coming forward. That's how everybody's got to break. But there's no one in the flats, y'all. You just give them that one. Ugh. So now this is why pass rush discipline is so important. We get a rush here. Now, Irons thought, okay, he's coming. I'm going to be able to step up and maybe get some out of this. But no, look at where Ox is. In his pass rush lane. So now he's got to escape the other way. Nope. We got a contain guy. This is perfection and doing your job. Look, ain't nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. That's what you do to play winning defense. Do your job. That's simple. Good job I done right there. They couldn't get this on our corners, man. I don't think people understand how hard that is. But the thing he does what makes it easier is he doesn't get widened. See how he doesn't get widened too much? He stays with it. Man, that's kudos. Drew Phillips, don't do this ever again, brother. No reason to do this. You don't climb him like that and get hurt. We don't need your hurt, brother. That's a shoulder. That's a clavicle. It's good work by I think that's JQ. I'm gonna show you the next play is even. This is fucking textbook. Like, there's another play that I needed. The Drew Phillips one and this one I gotta show my DBs. Watch this. And my DBs actually do this pretty well. All right. They run old wheel route, switch route, swap route, whatever you want to call it, here and then here. All right. They're playing 3 high. They're playing 3 deep coverage. Now, a lot of high schools will just have a corner just stay outside of the outside receiver. But then that puts the safety in a bind. So what the corner's supposed to do is split the difference between 1 and 2. He's got to get inside of 1, split the difference between this 1 and this 2. You can't see 2 now. But he's running 4. They run a 2 verse. See that right there? So he was like on top of the numbers. The reason why you're on top of the numbers is because this is a shorter throw. So then he speed turns, speed bursts out of it, and makes this play. This is almost a highlight film pick. Like, this is inches away from being that dude pick. Oh, that's close. But I think I got another view on this one. Watch. See that? He's on the bottom of the numbers. This is perfect, dude. You got to protect this one because a quarterback can zip that in there. So quarterback thinks, okay, he's there. I can lay this one in there. Right? But it's in the boundary. They're close together. He's on top of both of them. You cannot play this any better. This is fucking clinical. Eyes on quarterback. Oops. Eyes on quarterback. Sees ball. Squeezing number 2. Speed turn on number 1. And go make a play. Watch. Speed turn on number 1. Locates ball. 2. You cannot. Downhill. High pointed. That's shit. That's close. See that? His heel would be inbounds. That toe, dude, that's inches. That's a highlight reel pick if he's inbounds. Now the offense, I'm just gonna run it. This last series, we just gonna run it. Gimme got some work in. The running back room, that's a good fucking cut. That one is okay, but the first one was elite. Good blocking. Look, man, he doesn't get touched. He's 13 yards down the field before he gets touched. Good work, man. I'm surprised they got Kaya a couple passing attempts. Yeah, the second, I agree. AJ, he did not step on his toes. I mean, but damn, AJ, you like Jorge. Y'all worse than me. Now we got the young boys up. That's the way to rally. We got some numbers on here, boy, that I've never seen. I had to go to the damn roster and find out who the hell some of these players are. Like Addison and there's a linebacker that 34. What? I can't remember now. Him. Like, there was some crazy. We got some players on the field this time. Fans should be happy because defensively, fuck, we emptied the damn chamber. JQ's got to be a little bit tighter on that. But there's the end of the game, and you don't want to give up a fuck you touchdown. So I understand playing, just letting them catch it underneath you so then the clock will run. I get it. But shit, I want to get a pick. Good clothes. You got a little bit of distribution issue up top. That's a great ass pass over that linebacker. That's just you gotta Devont Brown. Thanks, Steven. You gotta give a quarterback sometimes. Just gotta tip his hat. I don't know how the hell we're so open. I think we're in man. I think number 40 had him man to man. Find a way. Hit good Sizemore. That sacked in the game. You can't do it better, boys. And that's the end, man. So I can't wait. This is SEC week. The boys are gonna be pumped up for it. I think we come out here and play our best game of the season. I really do. I think we put it together, and I think we hang up 30-something on Vandy. I really do. I think we hang up 30-something, and we might give up 17. That's the way I'm looking at it right now. I look at some more Vandy film. I don't know if I'm going to do this. I used to, a couple years ago, would do the first half of the opponent's game. I'm not sure. Shit. I'm thinking about it, though, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. It's easier to do it with SEC teams because I can find a game. Easier. Because it's on ESPN. I might do that. I'm not sure. No, that's just my allergies, man. I didn't take allergy medicine today, Steven. I'm in Louisiana, and it gets bad for me around this time, early fall. So, again, thanks for all the questions. I know I've gotten over 100 whatever you call posts. I think almost every week. I appreciate that, y'all. I really do. So keep tuning in. Bring a friend. Bring your girlfriend. I know you don't want your girlfriend to come because this is our time. This is men time. Although I know women watch. So women, bring your husband. Bring your girlfriends. Bring your dogs. Bring your kids. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. And we can keep this thing rolling, man. Keep this thing rolling. I appreciate all y'all coming in here. I don't want to say names because I don't want to miss somebody. I appreciate all of you guys and girls. And I see you next week. Same time, same channel.